issued several citations after a pack of stray dogs attacked a little girl in Socorro neighborhood. Our Diana Castillo is following the story. She'll bring us the latest live. Then the government shutdown continues 21 days after it was first announced. We're going to explain how it's affecting federal workers, including our troops, and what's next. And it was such a beautiful, cool day today. But Robert, you're saying that's a thing of the past.
Monica, we're going to warm back up for a couple of days. We've got some gusty winds ahead, as well as maybe even a couple of drops of rain. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM 9+, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, your digital newscast. I'm Monica Cortez. A child's morning walk to the bus stop turned into a terrifying encounter with a pack of dogs in Socorro. Police say an 8-year-old little girl was chased and bitten by a pack of stray dogs. 11 of those dogs have now been captured and may even be euthanized. KTSM's Diana Castillo, she is live near the area of the attack and is here to break down exactly what happened. Diana.
Well, Monica, this neighborhood behind me is quiet now, but this is where police say that 8-year-old little girl was walking to her bus stop yesterday morning when a pack of mixed breed dogs chased her, one even biting her. Now, police say this happened just after 7 in the morning along the 1600 block of Flor Frisia Drive. Now, this video from the neighbor's camera captures the moment that 8-year-old girl was chased by the dogs. That same camera also capturing the moment her father came in to rescue after hearing his daughter scream.
It was instinct. I just went after the dogs. Thank God it wasn't worse.
Now, according to the Socorro Police, their animal control unit, with the help from El Paso County Animal Welfare, captured 11 dogs that were tied to a single property nearby. Now, the city of Socorro says those dogs were transferred to the El Paso Animal Services and will be euthanized. Now, officials also confirmed that the 2 other dogs remain loose in the area. Now, police are urging residents not to approach stray dogs and to report aggressive behavior immediately. Now, coming up at 10, you'll hear from a local rescue who says euthanizing the dogs should be the last resort. But for now, from Socorro, Diana Castillo, KTSM 9 News.
Diana, thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and take you outside now using our tower camera, and you can actually see those mostly clear skies. I don't know that I find any clouds in the sky at this point.
I'm searching.
Maybe just a little. Is that a smudge on our camera, or is that a cloud?
I don't know. It's either a bug or it is maybe the sun's, you know how.
Oh, yeah, the glare?
The glare. Maybe a glare spot.
I don't know.
Either way, I'd say it's pretty clear. Yeah. Hi, Monica. Well, it cooled down today. We expected.
So nice.
It really was. I did yard work and did not break a sweat. It was so nice.
That was perfect.
Yes, it was. 78 degrees is the temperature at the airport right now. Winds coming in from the east at about 7 miles per hour, dew point 31, and that's 18% relative humidity. Here are your high temperatures so far. 73 Van Horn, 80 for Juarez and Deming, 75 Alamogordo, and 68 Ruidoso. Now, these temperatures are closer to normal for this time of year, so it is a refreshing change. Unfortunately, it ends tomorrow as we start to warm right back up. Here's a quick look ahead. Tomorrow, 86 degrees, partly cloudy skies, winds just breezy. The winds get stronger on Thursday, and I'm putting in the slightest chance of a couple of drops if they don't evaporate first. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take you outside now using our tech stock cameras, and this is what it looks like. So we are seeing I-10 Piedras. Things are moving quite nicely in both directions. Not a lot to really slow us down in this part of the city. Well, in developing news, buying a home is exciting, right? It's also expensive and could be a little stressful at times, but for dozens of El Pasoans, this process has actually become a nightmare after they alleged that they were scammed out of thousands of dollars and left without the properties they were promised. Our KTSM 9 News reporter Tues, she spoke with the victims today and has more on the ongoing legal case. She's live right now with us in the newsroom with more. Tues.
Monica, 35 victims have come forward alleging they were defrauded out of more than $1.7 million in down payments and monthly payments for homes that they never received. Victims claim they were lured by Facebook advertisements for homes and directed to contact two individuals who arranged meetings at Sierra Title offices on Mesa Street and Lee Trevino Drive. Now, according to the lawsuit, those locations were used to appear legitimate to the transactions, the prospective home buyers being asked to bring payments ranging from $15,000 to $50,000, which are made to these individuals, only to ultimately never receive the keys to the houses or be evicted out of a home they never even owned, with the company at the center of the Sierra Title Company taking no responsibility as of yet, saying they were not aware of the fraudulent activity.
They assured me that all my transactions were going to be accurate and all my funds were going to be dispersed correctly. So I believed in them. But when I came to find out that it was a fraud scheme is when I actually tried to ask for my closing date, because they wanted me to pay rent. And I told them I wasn't renting, like I'm purchasing a property for my family and my kids to live with. So I needed a closing date, and I called other Sierra Title companies. I went to the one on Mesa. I called others Sierra Title companies, and they said that my contract didn't exist, that they didn't have any record of my $20,000 ever being deposited.
Rangel is just one of many people with a story revolving around alleged deceptive practices. Sierra Title Company is made up of independent title agents consisting of 6 separate companies that operate in 2 states, 6 counties, 9 cities, with overall 18 offices. Now, according to the company's website, 8 of those are in El Paso, with Sierra Title specializing in both commercial and residential resale. I reached out to Sierra Title of El Paso for comments on the legal case. Both the Lee Trevino and Shadow Mountain offices referred me to the Vice President of Operations, who did not respond to my questions by the time of this broadcast. In the newsroom, Tues Ortiz, KTSM 9 News, back to you.
Tues, thank you so much. Well, the attorneys who are handling this case want to urge anyone, any other victims to come forward, believing there are actually potentially hundreds of others more who were defrauded. More details on this story, just contact information for the attorneys can actually be found on our website. That's ktsm.com. We do have an update to a story we first brought you to you as breaking news yesterday. The man that crashed into a building after his car flew through the air has died. El Paso Fire says the call came in just after 3 p.m. Monday at the building on Hawkins. That's actually near Vista del Valle Park. This video that you're seeing here was posted to FitFam, and it shows the car accelerating through the intersection, passing the stop sign, hitting the curb and medium, which sends the car briefly flying in the air for just a few seconds before crashing into the building. Police have identified the victim as 70-year-old Luis Hernandez Vasquez. Police say he was taken to the hospital where he later died. And a man has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for stealing thousands of dollars from his elderly aunt and uncle. According to the El Paso County District's Attorney's Office, 46-year-old Jesus Rodriguez pleaded guilty last week to multiple felonies, including 2 counts of financial abuse of an elderly person, 2 counts of exploitation of an elderly person, and 1 count of theft or property. The DA's office says Rodriguez had access to his family members' banking information because he was also worked as their financial advisor. Rodriguez had also previously lost his job at Morgan Stanley after committing a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme there. Well, we would like to issue a clarification on a story that we brought to you Monday regarding animals rescued from a squatter situation in Northeast El Paso. We originally reported that El Paso Services told KTSM 27 animals were rescued from that property, and upon speaking with Animal Services further, it was found that this was not related to the case in question. In this case, there were 6 dogs and a chicken that were found healthy and alert. The pet's owners was also allowed to take them as they were in good condition. No additional animals were removed from this property. Well, in national news, a full impact of the government shutdown is beginning to take hold, with troops and federal workers caught in the middle of the ongoing debate. In today's Political Minute, News Nation's Blake Berman breaks down where things stand right now.
The government shutdown enters week 4. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. Tuesday marks the 21st day of the federal government shutdown, effectively tying for the second longest shutdown in modern history. The longest one lasted 35 days and started back in 2018. Many government workers already missing out on pay. Russ Vogt, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, estimating that federal layoffs could exceed 10,000. Despite legislation not being passed, the White House says military members and federal law enforcement will be paid. Democrats and Republicans blaming each other.
Democrats chose to put the demands of far-left activists ahead of serving the American people.
I'm afraid the Republican leader doesn't know what the American people want and where they are on health care.
I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Well, if the government shutdown continues into next month, the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, could be at risk. A Texas Tribune reports the USAG department sent out letters last week telling state agencies that November payments would be halted. It outlined a lapse in appropriations would create insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits for 42 million people across the country. In Texas, that means 3.5 million people would be impacted. The longest shutdown lasted 35 days during President Trump's first term. Well, 6 YISD high school marching bands are advancing in the UIL State Championship. Coming up, we're going to go over your encouraging comments for all the students in today's In the Comments segment. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9 Plus, always putting local first.
For live entertainment, holiday music, and family fun.
Welcome back, everyone. In today's In the Comments segment, we are highlighting 6 Isleta ISD school marching bands. Take a look at these images. 6 YSD marching bands are in contention for a UIL state championship, with each earning a Division I superior rating at a regional contest over the weekend. That means that they're all going to advance to the area round of competition in 4A, 5A, and 6A over the next 2 weeks. The high schools that earned that division are Isleta High, Bel Air, Del Valle, Hanks, and Parkland high schools. Congratulations to everyone and best of luck. Of course, we did share all of these stories over to our social media accounts, and well, a lot of you were cheering on the students by leaving just really beautiful comments. We're going to start off with Nancy Mara Gonzalez Uribe, who writes, "These kids worked so hard. Congratulations, Eastwood Troopers." Meanwhile, Jesse Dorantes shares, "I live really close to Eastwood High School and can hear the Eastwood band playing every morning when I work in my garden. They play so beautifully. Go all schools, go Troop." And Lynn Beck simply writes, "Good work. Praying for all of you." The first competitions are taking place this Saturday, October 25th, one in Abilene, Texas, and another at SISD Athletic Complex Center here in El Paso, followed by a competition on November 1st in Andrews, Texas. For the list of competitions and which schools are going to be traveling out of town, simply visit KTSM.com. And here at KTSM, of course, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you are following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, we have a little bit more headed your way, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Sponsored by Truly Nolan Pest Control. This week's question comes from...
Hi, Robert. My name is Danica, and I want to know how rainbows are formed.
Wow, I love that question. How do rainbows form? And who doesn't love beautiful rainbows? Well, in order to see a rainbow, you need a few things to happen. Number one, you need rain to fall in front of you. You need sunlight coming in behind you. When the sunlight enters a liquid raindrop, it slows down and it breaks the light waves up into all the different frequencies. So your eye sees red and green and purple and yellow and blue. Here's another secret about rainbows. Rainbows are actually perfect spheres. So why do you only see half a rainbow? Because the ground cuts it off. Thanks for your question. Now that's science made simple.
This segment is sponsored by Truly Nolan.
At home, only at El Paso Children's Hospital.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderlands' only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Well, our roller coaster of temperatures continues. Yesterday it was 87 degrees. We're not going to be anywhere near that today with a little cool front, very mild, that came in overnight last night. And of course, right on the western slopes, a little breezy. Here were the low temperatures from this morning. We were 57 at the airport, 50 in Las Cruces, 42 Deming, 39 in Alamogordo, 37 Ruidoso, and 44 in Cloudcroft. High temperatures so far today. These are not official yet. 75 Alamogordo, 80 for Deming, 80 for Juarez, and we've been at 78 along with Las Cruces. Want to compare to other towns in the southwest? Well, it's still hot in South Texas. That bubble of high pressure is still in control, but as you can see, that cooler air flowed in through the panhandle, readjusted those highs. 71 Amarillo, all the way down to 95 in Laredo and Brownsville today, 88 out in Phoenix. Satellite radar composite. We've been cloud-free for days, but tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Really a beautiful day tomorrow, but temperatures are going to climb back up to the low to mid 80s with a southerly breeze. Right now, 76 in Las Cruces. Got a wind at about 7 miles per hour, dew point 27, 17% relative humidity. Here are the temperatures where you are. Now, winds will be light tonight. We will be clear. We will be a little bit cooler tonight because last night we had a breeze at the airport that kept us up at about 57. I expect us to drop down tonight cooler. Here is your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. Beautiful day, only add in some clouds. What are those? We haven't seen those in a while. 86 your high for tomorrow with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Ed Mickelson, thanks for sending in that cat with the lamp. It's very fall-like and I love it. I'll use it for the allergy forecast, though I'm not allergic to cats. 9s for the next 3 days. Low temperature for us in Las Cruces tonight, 47 degrees. Light winds, clear skies, beautiful night. Tomorrow, high temperature 82 with partly cloudy skies, a light southerly breeze. For us this evening at the airport, 51, I suspect will drop down to about 47 in the valley tonight. And then tomorrow, 86, partly cloudy skies, lovely day, and the winds don't really engage until Thursday. That's when it starts to get a little gusty on us. On Thursday, we also get a little thin column of moisture that moves over. So for about 3 hours, we're going to cloud up and we might see a couple of drops. I don't even want to call it rain. Likely it would evaporate before it hits the ground, but nonetheless, gusty winds by the afternoon to 35 miles per hour. Cooler Friday, sunshine 78, a perfect weekend. 80 Saturday, 83 Sunday, and then we get a cool front on Wednesday, taking us to 68 degrees. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News coming up in just a moment.
Más Las Cruces.
Hello everybody, I'm Wendy Shipley, the volunteer coordinator for the City of Las Cruces.
And I'm Trace Burns, the assistant with the network.
So we want to know, do you need a new project? Are you bored? Does your spouse want you out of the house? We have got a fix for that. So we have 18 different sites within Las Cruces that love having volunteers come in and join in the fun. Right now we're in the library, so if you're a bookworm, let's connect you with the library. Are you crafty? Would you like to share your talents? We have Desert Beauty around us, and maybe you'd like to teach about that in one of our museums. And then maybe you run out of children and grandchildren to teach T-ball. Parks and Recreation can share all kinds of ways for you to do that. As a volunteer, we really try to make this easy. You sign up, attend a volunteer orientation, and share where you'd like to be.
And we'd love you guys to join the network, so please follow the link below.
Más Las Cruces.
Nana Pau Pau. Amen.
Welcome back, everyone. From our DC newsroom, President Donald Trump is adding a new touch to the White House, announcing construction on a privately funded ballroom. It's part of a larger plan to modernize the East Wing. Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more.
You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound.
And that's the sound of change at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Crews are tearing down parts of the East Wing to make room for something new, a grand ballroom.
For 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom here. We don't have a ballroom. We have a little cocktail area.
President Trump calls it a major upgrade and stresses it won't cost taxpayers a dime.
The government is paying for nothing.
Fencing and heavy equipment now line the east wing of the White House, where construction of a new ballroom is taking place, a spot for future events.
Outside of the White House, reactions were mixed.
Decades and centuries, the White House has gone under a lot of renovations, and I'm sure a lot of people were upset about that at the time, so now it does not upset me.
It's a typical Trump megalomania project. It's a disgrace.
And on Capitol Hill, some Democrats aren't impressed either.
Donald Trump getting a fancy, expensive new ballroom. Argentina getting $40 billion bailout. But then saying Americans don't deserve cheaper health care.
While the government remains shut down, construction continues, with a new ballroom being touted as a legacy project that will add to yet another chapter to the history of the White House. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
All right, well, thank you guys for sticking with KTSM 9+. I'm Monica Cortez. We're going to be back at 10 p.m. after the NBA season opener, featuring the defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, hosting the Houston Rockets. Don't go anywhere. See you tonight. Good night.